Don't live a life you will regret. I came across a video of a nurse talking about the 5 things she heard the most on people's deathbeds, and I want to share that with you in today's video because I think they're all very powerful and things we could all benefit from knowing and maybe use to help change the way we live our lives going forward. I wish I lived a life that was true to myself and not what others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I stayed in touch with my friends. I wish I had allowed myself to be happier. None of these statements are about goals or achievements for that promotion. These statements are all about things they missed out on or wish they had been able to do or focused on more, but they were distracted by pursuing the wrong things or doing things that kept them in an unhappy place. All these statements are simple truths. We do not know how our lives are going to turn out in the future, but we spend so much time stressing about the future and money and stability and plans and achievements when the magic of life is in the here and the now and in the moments that we have with our friends and loved ones and things that you can't really quantify, like happiness and closeness and memories and time to be true to yourself and living for yourself and doing things that give you joy. Those are the things that matter. I can admit that personally I am someone that's addicted to achievements. I'm always looking for the next goal or thing to achieve or the next step to work towards, the next idea I'm going to pursue or the next title in a job. And that comes from my belief that my worth is tied to my achievements. And as long as I'm achieving something and progressing in some way, I'm worth something. And that is just, it's bad and I'm working on trying to fix it, but I think a lot of us are guilty of doing the same thing. Happiness is part of the journey and is part of the process, and we need to learn to enjoy the day to day because the goals that we are chasing or the achievements we want, we might never get them or reach those goals because maybe it's just not attainable or it's just not going to happen for us, or maybe we die before. But if we can focus on making sure that we enjoy every step of the way and enjoy the journey, no matter what happens, we've lived a life full of happiness and joy. And if the things you've chosen to do you cannot enjoy and cannot be happy about because they make you miserable and they're not true to yourself because you're not, as someone said on the deathbed, living a life true to yourself, then you're not going to be happy every day, and that is a problem. Things that are hard take time and it can take a while to see results, but if we can learn to work towards those goals and work to that result without struggling and being miserable, but instead finding ways to uplift ourselves and make every day feel brighter, that is going to make such a change in the way we exist and the way we experience life. If we can focus on figuring out ways that we can learn from the process and grow from the process and find little lessons that give us a sense of achievement in the person we are and the person we're becoming, that is way more important than tangible things like finances or assets or what car you drive or what clothes you wear or the house you live in. And actually the things that are most valuable, the things that are going to help you feel most fulfilled when that day comes where you close your eyes for the last time, are things that are invaluable, things that are personal and specific to you, that have meant so much that you are glad that I live my life and the way I live my life allowed me to have these memories and these experiences. You won't think I love the fact I had dinner at that restaurant that cost me this much when I was 40. You won't think I'm so glad I bought that designer bag and that's made my life worth living. You'll look back to the people you connected with and the memories you made and the things that helped you feel alive. I think we can all be guilty of waiting for the perfect moment and the perfect moment to figure out what we want to do or when we want to do something, but clarity doesn't come from waiting, clarity comes from doing. And I think that's a lesson that I've been saying in some of my other videos and some of my shorts as well and on my TikTok page. You'll never feel ready because ready is not a feeling, ready is an action, and ready is a decision, I should say. And I've been saying on my TikTok as well is that you will never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, ready is a decision. When you decide that I'm ready now, you go forward and you start just saying I'm going to live like I'm ready to do this. I think sometimes we can be scared to take a leap or take a risk or be honest with ourselves or have that difficult conversation or leave that job or start that hobby because we think now's not the right time. But what I've realized, and I'm turning 30 this week, but I've realized that the right time never really does come. I think we have to make the time now for ourselves because I've wanted to learn French. I've wanted to pick up the guitar again and play keyboard, and I haven't had time in the last 10 years. And I'm being honest with myself that unless I start putting aside 1 hour a week every Sunday or whatever to do those things, I will never do them. But I have to kind of say, okay, now is the time I'm going to start doing those things, and then actually just start doing it, and then I will see the results when they come. Don't get me wrong, it's scary to take risks and do things that we're not certain about and that aren't guaranteed, but we can't let the fear of failing stop us from ever starting anything. And I think I've done that in chapters of my life. I'm kind of in a space where I'm not letting that be the case now. I'm doing a lot of different things and it's tiring and difficult and taking a lot of energy, but I'm really proud of myself for taking those risks, and I can wake up every day and say, look, this is another day where I'm making a step towards something, or another day where I've been true to myself and I make myself proud of the way I'm living my life. But letting fear of failure stop you from even starting those things is just so debilitating. I think we have to let fear have its space and then, move on when we've processed it. And I think what's worse than fear of failure is the feeling you have when you realize that you never even gave yourself a chance because you didn't try, and all the things you missed out on because you didn't even consider yourself in the running for the race because you thought now's not the right time for me, or I'm not good enough. And that feeling of regret is, again, was something that was in the video that the nurse was talking about, is that the feeling of regret at the end of your life is something that you can't shake and isn't something you can change, because at that point there isn't any time left. So whilst we have the time now, whilst it's scary and difficult and it is fearful, we have to try and push ourselves to take that step. And, a path is a long path for a reason, but you start down the path by taking the first step and then the next one. And I think if we can just think about life as a day at a time or a step at a time and focus on making one step after the other and kind of progressing as much as we can, as far as we can each day, then that's the main thing. And we're still on the path. We might be moving at different paces at different times in our lives and taking different strides, but as long as we're always on the path and walking in the right direction, then that is more than enough. So stop waiting for the distant future and stop waiting for permission to live your life with joy. Start making that be your reality now. Start doing things every day, whatever you can, to make yourself feel like you're living for yourself and living a life that you can be proud of no matter what happens, and that you'll always be happy that you made the choices you did make. The only person we have in life to answer to is ourselves, and it's not about what you achieve, but it's about who you become in the process. The only person we have in life to answer to is ourselves, and knowing that, it's so important to make sure that we are doing things that we can answer to in ourselves and say, actually, no, I am glad I did that, and I know I did that, and there was a reason, and I understand what I'm doing, and this makes sense for me, and I've thought about it, and I'm being conscious in the way I live my life, rather than just living aimlessly and not thinking and just falling into the rat race that is life. And life is a journey, life is a process, but it's not about what you achieve, it's about who you become on that journey and in that process. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found the 5 points helpful. I hope there were things you could resonate with, and that maybe have helped spark some kind of fire in you to actually be like, right, I need to start thinking about how I'm living my life and start living my life in a way that feels fulfilling and valid, even if that's in a small way. Finding the things that you might want to change to help you feel like that is the case. It's difficult. I every day have to remind myself that I decided that I wanted to do these things. I said I wanted to live my life in this way. I said I wanted to be happy, and so to do that, I have to make sure I'm being conscious about focusing and remembering on the ways I can do that, rather than just mindlessly living and then feeling empty and aimless in a way. And so it is a decision, but I feel so much happier and so much lighter from it, because every day I'm doing something that I enjoy, and it means that I can go to bed thinking, okay, I achieved something that I liked, and I had a lovely moment, and I did something for myself that felt fulfilling and felt genuine and felt like I was being in touch with myself. And that's made it easy to get through each day and each week and each month, rather than looking back and thinking I've not had anything that I've enjoyed in the last 2 months, I've not done anything I've wanted to, and looking forward and saying I have no clear sign in the future of when I'll be able to, or when I'm gonna find the time to start doing those things, because I just started doing them and I'm here. And hopefully more of these videos to come, more of this content to come. If there are any topics you'd like me to speak about, or anything you'd like to see me make videos of, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this far. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, please be sure to like and subscribe and support the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.